What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. I'm excited to be here with you guys. It is February. As promised, we are back in action. As I mentioned in one of my previous videos, we had spent the month of January really just focusing in on honing in some of our product delivery or service. We actually hired some new people that we brought into the team. At the end of the day, we were really just focused on what we can do to improve upon our, helping you guys get the best result possible. And we really just did a deep dive on that so that we could really uh, make 2021 your best year ever. So we are back, and essentially, what I want to talk about today is the art of presenting a premium product. And there's 3 points that I want to touch on today. Um, but this conversation goes back into the topic and that I've had with several of you in the past in regards to the question of how can I attract more high quality patients, more high income patients. I don't want to be doing income offer. I'm sorry, I don't want to be doing a ton of promotions, but I still want to grow my practice. And so I've said it in the past, at the end of the day, if you want to grow your practice fast, like you can do that by having great offers. Um, if you want to build your practice on more of a branding platform, it's definitely possible. I've done it, but at the end of the day, it's a long-term strategy. You won't get as quick of results, but you'll get some really good, patients coming in. And there's pros and cons to both, aspects to it. But today I want to touch on if you do want to build on that branding element, and honestly, if you have a hybrid of both, that's going to be, I would say, the best, way moving forward. And so that's what we're gonna chat about today. What are some of the elements that you need to build upon that branding platform so that you can be presenting yourself as that premium product, the premium service in your local market, right? And so number one is understanding that you might be great at what you do, but a lot of the times we fail to let the outside world know, right? And that's the thing, and I've talked about this before, is like you might have the best product, the best service, but if the world does not know about, has never heard about it, then what's the point, right? You're not going to grow your business. You're not going to be patients in. And I've said this example before, which McDonald's doesn't have the best burger, guys. Right? There's people out there that have the best burgers, but they have great marketing, and that's why they built a multi-million dollar or I don't even know, billion-dollar industry, right? Or business. And so the question then becomes like people come into your practice, and when they speak to you, when they see you, they fall in love with you, right? Like you're great at what you do. You provide a great consultation, and it's so great that they do end up deciding to move forward with you. The question is, how can I relay that same and get that same effect outside of my four walls and kind of duplicate myself almost so that I can bring in more people without having to sit one-on-one with them every single time, right? And the best part is that when they already do come in, they already know me as the expert that I am, right? And so a big part of that, I've talked about a lot about video content in the past, and that's something that you do need to be doing. But in addition to that, right, is that understanding that if you have a premium service and you want to show, then you need to be showcasing that as a premium service, as a premium product. And you have to understand that a lot of the times your competition isn't really with other ortho practices, but in another sense, you're in competition, and this is just a point for me to drive this home, you're in competition with their online presence, okay? You're in competition with their marketing. Because as you already know, the way that you are perceived is everything, right? And so to kind of drive this point home with you, consider real estate, right? When purchasing a home, like, do you look at a house before you ever, like, I'm sorry, I totally butchered that. Like when you are actually looking at purchasing a home, like you don't just go and randomly find this home and walk into it and see it, like you're gonna spend a lot of time, searching on listing websites, Zillow, Home Advisor. I mean, I'm sorry, not Home Advisor. Trilio, or I forgot the name of it. We just purchased a home, and I can tell you that I wasn't searching around, driving around, finding for homes that had, the for sale sign on it. I was efficient with my time, and I found we went to a website. We found a few listings that we thought we would like, and then we got in contact with the realtor, and then we went to go see those homes, right? And so the way that you do that is also how your patients search for their medical providers, right? Whatever it might be. Okay, so your clients, your patients will look at everything online before they ever even decide to go and visit you, right? So I'll give you an example. Like, I recently went to go get some work done on my teeth, and I had actually avoided going because I hadn't found a place that I felt comfortable enough, of me going, right? Like, I'm a high income client. Like, I mean, I'm paying cash, right? And so I wanted to find a place that I was going to feel comfortable in, that I kind of vibe with my persona and who I was, the things that I like. And so I go to Google and I type in luxury dental practice, right? And it actually took me a while to find a place, but I ended up typing those words like luxury dental practice, and ended up finding somebody, and I found them on Google Maps, and it was a newer practice, but it was a very modern looking architecture, right? And so that obviously tells me a little bit about them. In their waiting area, they had like a pour over coffee system. They had some really like modern looking furniture. They had, obviously they had the whole works of the TVs in the rooms and up in the ceiling. And it just looked really nice and really modern. And for me, especially, I'm a coffee lover. So like, that really connected well with me. And I knew that I was most likely going to connect with somebody from that practice at a more of a personal level, just because it seemed like they liked the same things that I liked. And that's all it is, right? We do business with people we know, we like, and we trust, right? And so, I looked at a few different practices, but I went to this place because their online presence on Google was amazing, right? Now, they didn't have the most reviews out of all of their competitors, but they had a bunch. All they had was 5-star reviews, and they were like recent, right? And so that told me that this guy, he was doing something. He was taking his business seriously, and he really cared about his online presence, right? And so you have to understand that if you're not putting in the effort in your online presence, it is bottlenecking your business, your income, right? Because before anybody goes to go see you, they will look at your online presence first. Even for the ads that we generate, like they click on the ad and they go to our landing pages and do all that stuff. But at the end of the day, like, after they even probably schedule, or even before they schedule, they will spend some time looking at your social page, and then they will also look at your Google page. And even if they don't, before they go and visit you, they will go to their phones and they will type your address so they can pull up Google Maps and get directions. And at that point, they will see your reviews, they will see your photos. And if they see something that doesn't look as nice, then they're just not going to go. Like, they'll most likely end up canceling or just not showing up for the appointment. And if you want to attract these type of clientele in your practice, then you have to put in the work, you have to put in the effort, right? And so the fastest way for you to solve this is just to actually put in the work and invest in professional photography and professional videography, right? Now, sometimes, I've said this before, sometimes your phone, like depending on which model it is, can take some really great photographs. But there is context, right? Like, I've talked about how, just like I said, taking content with your phone is really good. But I've also said that it really also depends on which platform that content is being demonstrated on, right? Because like sometimes the most professional content won't work super great on social media, but they will work amazingly well, and they do have a place on your website and on Google and and on YouTube, different platforms like that, because of the context of the platform. You have to understand that, and you have to use that to your advantage, right? And, excuse me. And so when it comes to putting this together, you have to have the high quality cameras, right? Get the equipment, get the great lighting, right? Part of what makes this video look good is lighting. I got lighting coming in from this side. I got lighting in the background that adds a shallow depth of field and creates this, like, I guess, a nice looking background, right? And so all of this stuff is super important, and will also, again, will directly impact your income. All right. And so you have to be putting in the time, the effort, and the resources to get this done. And so that you are consistently putting out this type of material out there. And that goes into my point number 3, which is consistency is key. The reason why I went to go to this practice, like, yes, like all the visuals sold me, right? But it also, a big part of it was the reviews, right? And it wasn't just that he had 5-star reviews from a year or 2 years ago. It's that he had reviews that were recent, right? And then I went to go check out his Facebook page. And on his Facebook page, he had, maybe not super high quality professional shot DSLR photos, but they had good photos with their phone with good lighting, right? And they were recent. They were photos that were taken, a day before, a week before, so on and so forth. And I've seen it a lot of the times, people that we work with don't invest enough time in their social media presence, both on Google and on Facebook and Instagram, right? I personally don't check Instagram that much, but I know a lot of your clientele does, okay? But I would say, me personally, I would focus my efforts more on Google and then Facebook as well, right? And so consistency is going to be super important, not just for establishing trust and credibility with your audience, but even also for the algorithm, right? Because the more frequent and consistent you are with your content, the more Facebook, the more Google likes that, and they'll rank you higher on the search engines, on Google Maps, so on and so forth. And so it all comes full circle to help you get a better result, get more patients through the door, ultimately make more income, and at the end of the day, help more people have a better life. I went in there, I paid cash. They helped me fix my teeth, and I feel so much better about myself, right? Like, and that's what you're doing at the end of the day, right? You're helping people have a better life, feel better about themselves, have more confidence, right? And, have the life that they've always wanted. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to, really helping people, right? And as medical professionals, ultimately, that's what we want to do, and that's what we want to help you do as well, right? But you have to take this seriously. And the idea is that you don't run a rinky-dinky operation, so your social media presence shouldn't be an afterthought, right? People are looking at you online before they ever go and visit your practice, so you should put your best foot forward when it comes to your online presence, right? And so my main takeaway for today, guys, is your product is premium. So your presentation should be a premium as well. Okay. So I hope you guys have found that insightful, and please take action on it. It's like, do something about it. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Like, literally go find somebody that can take some really great professional photos, some great videography, right? And start moving, pulling the trigger on that as soon as possible, because that's what your ideal patient wants to see. Okay. So again, hopefully you found that insightful. Comment below on what your biggest takeaway was. If you have any questions, comment below as well. In addition to that, we'll see you guys on Friday with Angela doing the sales call. Get your team on here. Make sure to listen in, and we'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.